Welcome back to our channel. If you love real horror stories that have terrified people for generations, you're in the right place. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and stay till the end because this story is based on real events and remains one of the most disturbing hauntings in history. This is the story of the Bell Witch. It all began in the early 1800s. In a quiet rural area of Tennessee, a man named John Bell lived there with his family. They were normal people, respected, peaceful, living a simple life. Everything seemed fine, until one day, John Bell saw something strange in his field. It looked like a creature, but not like anything he had ever seen before. It had the body of a dog, but the head looked almost human. He raised his gun, fired at it, but the creature disappeared, vanished, as if it was never there. At first he tried to ignore it. Maybe it was just his imagination. Maybe it was something normal. At night, the family began hearing strange noises. Scratching, knocking, something moving along the walls. At first it was quiet, barely noticeable, but night after night it grew louder. The children were the first to feel it. They would wake up screaming, saying something was pulling their blankets, whispering in their ears, touching them in the dark. Imagine that, waking up and feeling something. You cannot see. The family was terrified, but they still didn't understand what was happening. Until the voice came. Yes, a voice, not from a person, not from outside, but from inside the house. It spoke clearly. It spoke intelligently. It called itself Kate, the Bell Witch. At first, the voice would whisper, soft, almost playful, but over time it became stronger, louder, angrier. It would speak to the family, mock them, insult them, and sometimes sing. Yes, sing songs. In the middle of the night, neighbors began to hear about it. People came from miles away just to witness what was happening. And many of them claimed they heard the voice too. Some even spoke to it, and it answered like a real person. But the most terrifying part was how it treated John Bell. The entities seemed to hate him, specifically him. It would curse him, threaten him, and physically attack him. Yes, attack him. John Bell began to get sick, very sick. He experienced strange symptoms, pain, weakness, and fear. Mocking him, enjoying his suffering. Doctors came, friends stayed over, even a famous man, Andrew Jackson, came to witness it. But nothing could stop it. Nothing could explain it. The entity remained, watching, speaking, hurting, until one day, John Bell was found dead. Next to him was a small bottle. No one knew where it came from. I gave him poison, and then it laughed. After his death, the activity slowly faded. The voice became quieter, less frequent, until eventually it disappeared. But before it left, it made a promise. It said, "I will return." And years later, some claimed it did. To this day, the Bell Witch is considered one of the most famous paranormal cases in American history. Some believe it was a spirit, something evil. Others think it was all a lie. But one thing is certain, the fear was real, and the story still lives on. Imagine living in that house, hearing a voice with no body, watching you, speaking to you, knowing everything about you. Because sometimes the scariest things don't need a form. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video, and tell me in the comments. You believe in things like this? Or do you think there's another explanation? Because even today, no one truly knows.